Hey everybody, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers. Welcome. So excited to have you on the video today. We're going to be talking about something that a lot of people don't think about in their daily activities, and yet they're exposed to all the time. And this could be one of the biggest factors why we see low vitamin D in so many people, but also affecting hormones, causing feminization in men, all types of stuff. And that is plastics. Plastics are everywhere. We're exposed to plastics all the time. Lots of different things in our lives, from that food comes in, that beauty products come in, to your toothpaste, to all types of different things. So welcome everybody. Go ahead and pop down below where you're watching from. Like or follow this page if you haven't already. Share it with anybody that you know that is having hormone disruption, that is having vitamin D deficiency. All of these things, every little step. We've been talking this week all about falling in love with the process of becoming healthy. And this is one major step, and something that a lot of you have not thought about and have not taken action on. So I encourage you to start looking, reading labels, doing a lot of these different things. Hey guys, good to see everybody. Montezuma, Kansas, awesome. Thanks for being on the video today. So here we go. There was a study done in Norway, and there were 144 people in this study. They did a urinalysis on everybody and tried to figure out what was in their body, and they wanted to see. Hey Becky, out in California, good to see you. And so they wanted to see what was actually in their urine, what was in their body, what chemicals, what toxins, anything along those lines. And what they found was pretty staggering. 90% of the people that they tested that urine on, out of those 144 people, 90% of them had 8 different plastics in their body, different types of plastics in there. And almost all of them had BPA, triclosan, parabens, phthalates, a lot of different things that were in that bloodstream and in that urine floating around the body. And so what does this tell us? Well, we're swimming in a world of plastic. We're swimming in all these toxins, and this is something our body has to process out, and it can cause a lot of issues. One of the big ones that we're seeing in the research is this is maybe one of the major reasons why people have vitamin D deficiency, is we're inundated with these plastics. So where do the plastics come from? They're going to come from plastic wrap. They're going to come from plastic containers, like different types of food containers. They're going to come from, you get your apples from Costco in that plastic bag there. They're going to come from a lot of different places. I'll go through some of the things at the end here of what you need to be looking for and what you need to be doing step by step to make some dramatic changes here. But what happens is these plastics, they don't just stay in their container, in their plastic wrap, whatever it is, but they're easily free flowing, and they can get into whatever it is we're using, whether that's a face product or a food or anything like that, and then that's in our body. And what we know, one of the biggest things that happens is these are hormone disruptors, and they're going to throw off hormones in a pretty extreme state, to the point where we'll see men get feminization. Any guys out there want to get feminization? Everybody give a thumbs down, because we do not need any more feminization in guys, especially when they start getting man boobs, when they start having hot flashes even. Some guys will actually start having lactation, where they'll be dribbling out of their nipples. I have some pretty extreme stuff, sitting on the couch and crying at commercials, all these things as well. But ultimately, it causes this hormone disruption. For women, it can cause infertility. It can cause a lot of disruption in menstrual cycles. It can lead to different forms of cancer. So lots of different things are going to come about from having these plastics in our environment. So what are some of the things that you can do today to make sure that you're not getting inundated with these number of plastics? Well, getting as much of your food in that fresh, raw, whole form, and not in prepackaged stuff, not in plastics, not in all those things. Fragrances are another big one. So fragrances, you want to look at every single thing that you're using, whether that's a plug-in, a Glade plug-in, or anything else. Most of those fragrances are phthalates. That's another type of chemical toxin that's going to really throw the body off and be a hormone disruptor. You want to look for the term PVC free in almost anything that you buy. Make sure that any plastics, any rubber, anything like that are using those. Coffee, you want to use some type, this isn't coffee, but you want to use some type of steel, hard metal, plastic, not plastic, but like a glass, something along those lines, but not a plastic. Don't go through the drive-through. You bring your own cup, because the plastic on the top you're drinking through, most of them have some kind of a coating on the inside. So reuse your coffee mugs, reuse those different types of things. You want to, especially if you have kids or grandkids, want to make sure that you give them wooden toys, metal toys, things like that, but not plastic toys, especially for things that they're going to be chewing on. Maybe the silicone ones, especially if they're certified clean, are going to be okay, but none of the plastic toys, especially the ones coming from China. We've found tons and tons of lead and different chemicals in those plastic toys. You want to not microwave your plastics. So if you're warming up some food, don't microwave much in general, but if you're warming something up and it needs to be quick, put it on a regular plate, anything like that, but do not put it in a plastic container. That will help leach that plastic out into that food. You want to check your medications. A lot of medications will have coatings on them that have these plasticizers in them, have different phthalates, different things like that. So double check with your pharmacist, make sure that any medications are not coated on there. Glass bottles, especially for babies, you want to make sure that they're using glass bottles, not make sure that when you get your food home from the grocery store, if you've put any into plastic bags, take them out right away and just put it into your refrigerator through there. Cash register receipts, most of these have BPA on them, so ask your store that you go to change it from BPA to non-BPA one, but ultimately don't keep it in your pocket and touch it all the time. You want to either just throw it away, but don't be touching that very much. And then make sure that you're using natural cleaning products. So natural cleaning products, 7th generation is an easy one that you can think about. Okay, it's for the most part they're pretty good. There's a lot of different brands out there, but if you're in a small town or anything like that, that's one that you can easily find online, Amazon and the Target, anything like that. So these plastics are everywhere. We're swimming in a world of plastic. You've got to do everything that you can, just like filtering your water, your air, all these different things. You've got to do what you can to keep those as clean as possible. So there you go. Double check everything that you're using. Get that vitamin D up. Stay as strong as possible, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.